and welcome to the Dusty Consoles podcast. We've not done one in ages.
I've only nailed that as well.
I know. It's episode 10 as well.
Is it?
It's a milestone. And since we've not done one in ages, it's going to be quite rapid fire of what we're covering.
Yeah.
But I know you've not played it yet, have you, Mount and Blade? You've got it, but not played it.
Literally, I'm on my way home to play it right now.
Well, not right now,
but yeah.
After
Currently,
this is
when
done.
you'll be listening to this, I'm playing it. So, heard a lot of good things. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Released on the PC in 2010, but is now only just been released on the PS4 and Xbox One. It's weird, really, because it could have been put out on the 360 and PS3, just not as many numbers on screen at once. Yeah.
Well, I've heard... Well, does it go well into consoles?
Yeah, it works fine. On the because I've got the PC version as well, I've had it for ages. You can have more people in fights at once on the PC.
Okay.
But the fights don't feel small on the PS4 and Xbox One. There's still plenty of people. But what it will do, if there's, say, like 300 versus 300, it'll only spawn like 100 at once, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So once you've wiped 100 out, the next 100 will come.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think on the PC there's ways to mod it to have even more. And I imagine, like, the way PCs are now, you can easily handle that.
Yeah. Because there's a new one coming out soon, isn't there? Bannerlords, is it?
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that. So, but yeah, tell me, is it good?
Yeah, very. Like I said in the video, I don't play many games after I reviewed them, but Mount and Blade have been a lot. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm getting my own villages and that under my control and getting the taxes and being a cunt and raising them and I know at one point I do want to start my own kingdom because you kind of have to align yourself with one of them to kind of get a start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're on you have a month-long contract if you're a mercenary, so you can sort of get out when the month's up.
Yeah.
And then work for the enemy if you want.
Ooh. I think I'm just going to be a cunt.
Yeah.
Similar to you.
Yeah, you can't just start out and go, right, I'm taking that village.
Yeah.
Because you've got like 5 men at the beginning, and even the bandits outnumber you.
Right.
And it's the only, most like role-playing games, the bandits like us told to get past it, and you're like, fuck off, mate, and you destroy them.
Yeah.
This is probably the only RPG where you're probably going to have to pay them.
Really?
At the start of the game, yeah.
Oh, that's going to bruise my ego. Then.
Yeah. That's the mistake I made when I first played it. It's like, these have 30 men against your 5. And I was like, mate, I'm worth about 15 men on my own. And charged them and got slaughtered.
So you're not the chosen one?
No.
You're just an average human.
Well, at the point I'm at now, I've got very, very good armour. And you can take on a lot of people when you've got decent gear.
But not when you first start.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But all the soldiers I'm kind of fighting at the minute haven't got good gear. But when you come across another knight, which are kind of up there in the elite ranks.
Oh, so there's like rankings then?
Yeah, I should say. When you
some...
you recruit villagers and they kind of level up from there. But you don't have to manage their equipment or anything. Okay. It's all preset. But obviously the longer they survive, the higher they're going to get. And it's annoying. That's the problem with the game. Well, it's not really a problem, but it can be really annoying, is it can reset you back kind of to, here's just you and 2 men in a flash, because you might encounter an army of 300.
Yeah. And
you can either run away, but you have to sacrifice some of your men, surrender and get taken prisoner along with your men, so some of them probably won't get to escape, or you try and attack them and get destroyed.
Yeah. So
you work up and build this army up and you're like, yeah, I'm unstoppable, and then you're not, and you get destroyed, and you're back to square one again, more or less.
Does age matter in the game? Old?
About a year's passed in my game.
Right, okay.
And to be honest, I don't see... You could do about 10 years, I'd say. Because it took ages for a year to pass anyway.
Okay.
Because there's every day of the month.
Oh, really? Right, okay. That's pretty cool then. Mm. I didn't know if it was like, because I'm assuming when you die, you just respawn, is that right?
Yeah, you just go back from your last save.
Yeah. So if you get taken prisoner, does time just pass quicker and then you get let out? But it's not like 5-6 years.
You go around with the group you're prisoner of.
Right, okay.
And I think if you're if you're aligned with one of the factions, they might pay your ransom. Because you can, like, the factions, my faction is at war against, you can take them prisoner and they'll send an envoy to pay a ransom.
So, in theory, is it possible to take, like, the main leader?
Yeah. But they can escape.
Slaughter them.
Yeah. But you can, if you can go to, like, the main city of your faction, and more than likely the Emperor will want to buy him off you anyway.
Okay, so you can make quick dollar by doing that, really. If you're sneaky enough, I guess.
So there's a whole prisoner management thing. If there's people who survive on the enemy team after the battle, you can take them prisoner and sell them off. Or try and recruit them if you want.
Excuse me. PC, console, which one plays better?
Oh, definitely the PC. But the console version runs absolutely fine. But the PC just has more, more everything, really, and mods.
Yeah.
So you can do. But that's not to say that the console version is crap by any means.
Yeah.
It's still totally worth your money.
Because I was told at one point there's almost like a click part, like a point and click part of it. Does that go well into the Xbox?
Well, that's fine. It's when you're on the overworld, like when you're moving from village to village or town to town, you sort of move the cursor, click where you want to go, and then you probably see enemies. Depending on how big your search stat is, you can see so far in front of you.
Right. So it's almost like you've got a scout then, pretty much.
Yeah, well, you can see village. Like, I can scroll all the way to the other end of the map and see the villages, but enemies you don't see unless your stats
randomly spawn. I guess if you don't see them.
Okay. So you might not see a scouting party until they're right in front of you if you search stats really low, but if you got it really high, you can see them from miles away.
So it's probably best not to go from end to end straight away.
Yeah.
Just do a little, try and gain up more people and then go further and further out.
And the game doesn't tell you this, which is a shame, but if you press circle while you're moving, you can stop and pause the game. So if you see an enemy, straight away press circle and then you can plan what you want to do.
Yeah, move away from it.
I didn't know you could do that at first, so you kind of just keep on walking and then they see you and charge at you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh fuck, how could I have avoided that? Then I realised circle pauses it.
You said that the beginning of the game is notoriously hard.
Yeah, it can be.
Is there a good tutorial section or...?
No, there's a tutorial section that just teaches you the basics of combat, like horse-mounted combat, archery, and sword fighting.
Okay.
I don't know what the best approach really is. Is just go from village to village, recruiting people so you outnumber the bandits would be the best, and then just take on odd jobs for the lords around the area, which will mostly be destroy this bandit hideout and deliver letters.
Very important job, delivering letters.
It's kind of annoying though, because if he says, "Oh, I want you to deliver this letter," and you think it's not worth it, you don't get paid enough, and that your relationship with them goes down by one if you reject them.
So even if it's worth fuck all, you kind of have to do it if you want to get in cahoots with them.
Yeah,
that's annoying. Can you? It'd be nice if there was like a, nah, fam, give me more money for that.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, a persuade option.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I am very excited to play it, I have to say.
I just wish, again, I said this in the video, but none of the factions have a personality to them. Like in Game of Thrones, the Lannisters, the Starks, all have their own kind of morals and ideals. These don't. They're kind of interchangeable, really, besides what they look like.
So it'd be nice, say, for instance, what like Vikings are really good at, like pillaging villages and stuff. And then
different factions do have troops, like better cavalry.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, like, Vikings would be more brutal kind of thing, and then you've got, like, the noble knights that just kind of are very loyal kind of shit like that, but yeah,
there's none of that, really. That's probably the best thing to do, actually, if you kind of work your way around the map, recruiting from village to village, because then you get villagers from each sort of area of the map, and they level up differently.
Okay.
So, like, tribes people from the northern area might turn into cavalry, or the spearmen and that.
Northern area, is there different weather?
There is. There's deserts, foresty areas, the mountainous areas,
like snow
and just standard
villages.
Yeah,
that's cool. As I say, I'm very looking forward to playing.
It can look silly at the beginning because when you get into a battle with, say, 5 bandits against your, like, 6 blokes, obviously the maps are massive when you get into a battle. So you've got this huge map that's obviously designed for a big brawl, and then there's just 5 of you charging across it. And it'd just be nicer if it contained them a bit more, because you're trekking across the map for a little bit before you even get into the scrap. So that could be cut out a bit.
Can you cut and change your class? Or
as in build yourself how you want?
Yeah, so for instance, like midway through combat, you can switch to an archer, and then you can switch to like a tank.
Not really, no. I've not found a way to respec, but it is best to sort of specialise, because I've specialised in one-handed weapons and bow and arrow. It's best to have a ranged in it.
Oh, so you can carry sword, shield, and a bow.
Yeah,
right,
you
okay,
press
cool.
You equip it in your secondary slot, you press R1 and you switch to the bow.
Is there like a... Obviously, bow is ranged, one-handed weapon, so like sword and shield.
Yeah,
that's good for attack and defence. And then you've got two-handed, which just deals shitload of damage. Is that right?
Yeah, two-handed swords are brutal, but obviously you have to then manually block in directions.
Yeah,
if you're using that.
He's blocking hard.
Yeah. Well, the AI, depending on what difficulty you've got, but on the default one, it gives you plenty of time to kind of react, and then when you get used to it, you can bump it up.
Yeah, that's cool.
But quite a lot of the enemies, you do use shields as well. But if you use one, you don't have to manually block. So, and there is an auto block feature you can turn on, but that kind of removes a lot of what's unique about the combat, really.
But even if you did have auto block on, or you were wicked at blocking, if you get surrounded by 5 guys, you probably get fucked.
Yeah. Because if you're surrounded by 3 girls and they all attack in a different direction, you're only going to block one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with a two-handed sword, you could sort of back away if you've got the longer reach.
Yeah.
So there is ways to get out of it, but you have to be quite clever with your positioning. And
so there's like, I guess it's like a tactical element to it. So you kind of put, swords and shields first, and then you put the range weapon, two-handed guys, and then the ranged. You
can give orders with voice commands, but I didn't try it because I just used the D-pad.
Oh, is it just like hotkey?
Yeah,
oh, that's fine.
So you can say archers fire at will, archers hold this position, or
I might try that.
Cavalry. It works well in sieges, them orders, because you can just get all your like melee fighters crowded around the ladder, and just surround them as they come up, and then the archers pick them off.
Is it hard to siege a castle as opposed to defending one?
Yeah, it's a lot harder to attack.
Right, okay.
Again, it depends on the numbers, but yeah, attacking is harder because the archers are pretty brutal, even on the lower difficulties in this game. They're really accurate, even though when you're using archery, it is quite hard, even if you've got a good stat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they can seem to nail you from ridiculous distances at points. And
does it have like a kill cam, so you know who killed you?
No.
Killed you? Right, okay.
But that's the problem with sieges. On your way charging to the ladder, there's just arrows everywhere, and it's kind of luck, like it would be in a real.
You can't do like a Spartan tactic where you've got like a load of people with shields above and around you. I
suppose you could online, walk in a line with your shields up, but even with your shields raised, you've still got your legs exposed. But obviously, they have to drop pretty low.
Yeah. Is there any like difference in like weapons? So you get like better shields, there's like bigger shields, better blocks, does more damage with swords, different swords and stuff.
There's shields that are so big you can't use them on horseback.
Well, okay.
But you can obviously,
but you are protected from the back then, I guess. That's cool.
That's that. I can't get on. There's nothing wrong with a sword and shield whilst on a horse combat, but I just can't get on with it. So most of the time I'm getting off my horse at the start of the battle.
Yeah.
But it is useful, especially if you're against a load of troops without horses. You can just keep drive-bying them and
it's pretty hard for that. Is it hard for you to take down somebody on a horse then, for instance?
No, you can kill the horse and just they knocked off. But they are at the advantage because to hit them, you have to be pretty accurate with your swing. Yeah. And they can just sort of swing underneath and swat you on the way by. And the horse can stun you as well if it hits you on the way by.
Ah, okay. I can see it being, if it was a massive battle and just seems wicked. Like I can't wait to play it. I really can't
your
wait
horse
to play
does slow down as well if you just try and smash through
Yeah.
a load of people, and that's when you can get fucked because they just crowd and jab at your horse, and then you go down off your horse and get shanked.
And you become Jon Snow.
Yeah. Yeah,
cool.
good game.
Cool.
Very good.
Looking forward to playing it.
Yeah. You'll enjoy. Right, go on, because you've got loads of to rapid fire.
Right. Games. Well, it's not Games with Gold. It's PS Plus this month. Played Journey, not FIFA 16, 17 Journey, kind of musical
Journey game. Yeah.
Awesome game. Really like it. I've seen a lot of people complain that it's quite short, but I felt it was the right amount of short.
Yeah,
to the gameplay that you had for the game.
I know what you mean.
There's sections of it that I don't think I'll forget for a while. There's a section where you kind of slide in some sand and you see the reflection of the sun on the sand and you kind of going around in a circle. That was amazing. The music is absolutely perfect in that game. Like the way it can... There's one particular... I think it's at the end of that bit, actually. You spin around, then you end up dropping down. And then there's this major note held as you drop down the hole. And then as it gets darker and darker and darker, it all of a sudden changes and it goes to a minor. And then you drop in and it's all like dark and mystical and like it kind of says that sound design and music in a game really does matter, because if that just had some shite rock music playing over it, it would be an awful game. So I think sound definitely
I've only played a little bit of it. I still got it installed, but I just like the bits where you do fat slides
and glide and stuff. Like you get higher at gliding and stuff. That's wicked. I never really got stuck on it at all.
I don't think it's
kind of easy to go through. There's one part where I didn't really know where I was going because you got the massive sand at the beginning, but
I don't really get what's going on in the story.
Have you finished it?
No.
I still don't really know what happened. I have an inkling, but I don't obviously.
I suppose that's the point.
But yeah, it's kind of come back around again. I know it's been released a while ago, but it's just the sound for me. It just makes the game really for me. But yeah.
Have you played Transformers Devastation, the other game on PS Plus?
I looked here and then I thought I'm not a faggot, so I don't want to play it.
I haven't tried it yet.
What was it? That or Oh no, it's Resident Evil, wasn't it?
Yeah, Resident. Oh yeah, Journey was last month. It's Resident Evil and Transformers this one. Yeah. I played Resident Evil, obviously.
I've downloaded it, but I probably won't play it. And then the other game for Xbox was some.
The ones for Xbox were crap. There's baseball and something else.
The baseball game's alright. It's quite fun for about 10 minutes. But yeah. Other game I've played is God of War Remastered 3. Yeah. I enjoyed it. There was random difficulty spikes that really pissed me off.
There is in games like that.
But yeah, I quite like the progression of it. Like just when you're getting bored of the movesets and the way everything looks, you get a new weapon or you get a new power and stuff, and I think that's pretty cool. I thought it was funny how you plough Athena and you have to you have to quick time event.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite funny.
That's in all of them. When you can shag prostitutes at certain save points and get health.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what made me want to play the others. That game.
I didn't. I liked 3, and I bought the collection of 1 and 2 on PS3, and I didn't like them.
No,
because it was on the PS2 games, and there were PS2 games that were trying to show off the tech. There's a lot of this. I don't know if this happens much in 3. I can't remember. It probably does at some point. But the camera zooms out really far to show like a huge vista.
Yeah.
And then you're getting battered.
Yeah.
And you can't see what you're doing. And God of War Ascension did that so much and pissed me off.
Is that on the Vita?
Ascension is the last one that was on the PS3.
Oh, right.
It's the prequel to the whole thing, I think.
Yeah, the ending to that game's just a bit like, what the fuck is going on? But I guess
you have to pay the other two to know what happened. To know it.
I mean, I kind of get an inkling, he killed his family because Zeus told him to.
He kills all the Greek gods, basically, so the world's fucked.
Yeah. But, I thought the mythology was good. Like, I'm quite into mythology anyway. But, you know how you get like Hercules and, you know, like minor characters that you wouldn't necessarily know are in Greek mythology. Obviously you got Zeus, but you got like Hermes and stuff, and it's absolutely brutal, some of the shit.
The bit when you punch Zeus in the face at the end, you can just keep going for as long as you want.
Yeah, I did think there might be an achievement, so I pressed it for like 2 minutes, just battering him. But I thought that last fight with Zeus was fucking really hard, but the other boss fights were fine. Like
I like the underworld. I remember the underworld bit being really good.
That lasted way too long though. You're in the underworld for so long. But yeah, it's cool. Like this. What pissed me off as well a little bit, I guess, is you fly up the chain to get to Mount Olympus. Why didn't you do that in the first place?
That's where God of War 2 ends. You go up. You know how where God of War 3 starts, you're going up Mount Olympus on Titans. Yeah, that's where God of War 2 ends.
Oh, really?
And then you fall back down again.
And then you fly back up.
Yeah.
And then you fall back down again. And then you fly back up. And then you have to go back down for Pandora. And then you have to go back up again. Like the flying sections are cool. I guess it breaks it up, but you know, it is a little bit silly.
Yeah, a lot of people were pissed off about that. And God of War 2 is like, oh yeah, God of War 3 is just going to be the Titans versus the gods, and then God of War 3 starts and that ends in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're just back to square one again.
The scale of it was quite good, I thought. You know, like, particularly, I didn't know how they would top the beginning of that game, because it's outrageous. Like, you fight Poseidon, and you get smashed by Zeus. You know, you're on Gaia, you're with all the other Titans and stuff. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, it definitely want to make me play the others. I don't know if I can play on PS4 or...
You might be able to on PlayStation now, but it's not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Just the collection you can get on Vita and PS3.
Yeah.
I've got the God of War collection on PS3.
It made me want to play it, and it made me look forward to the new Norse mythology one, because they're bringing out a new...
Dad of War.
Yeah. Dad of War. Yeah, obviously they've changed the way it is, but I'm looking forward to it because, I mean, they can go on forever, really. You know, they can go on Egyptian mythology, they can go on... Well, they could do a trilogy in Norse, then they could do a trilogy in Egyptian, then a trilogy in Chinese mythology. You know, they can do it forever if they wanted to.
Well, it's Kratos, isn't it, the main guy?
Yeah.
Kratos in fucking Iraq. Go on, yeah, like I said.
Yeah.
All genres.
Yeah.
And time periods.
Yeah. I enjoyed it anyway. Rocket League 10 out of 10. Would play again. Right. Have you ever played Game Dev Tycoon?
Yeah.
It's fucking
a little
wicked.
bit. Yeah,
disagree.
I thought it was a bit random. You know, when it comes to making a game, you pick your genre, like horror, RPG, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was a point in where I got to in the game where sort of no matter what I was making, it was just like total shite, 6 out of 10 from every critic and stuff like that. And it's like how there's no way to sort of guarantee you're making a good game.
It's kind of about refining and expanding, in my opinion. So you've made a half decent engine, you kind of got to do 7 different things at the same time. So whilst you're developing it, you've got to make sure you're picking the right things. So for an RPG, you know, you don't necessarily want multiplayer.
Yeah.
So you don't want to blast all your shit on that. You want to do things for stories and quests. You know, you don't want a linear story. You want to branch and you want voice acting, like professional voice acting and stuff. And then once that's done, you've got to research one of the new things to put in a new engine. And you make... So say I basically did... There's 6 different categories. There's simulation, strategy, action, adventure, RPG, and casual, I think. That's all of them. So basically, with each engine, I made 1 of each, and then I made a new engine, if you know what I mean. And then I added loads more things into it, and then I made 6 again of each. Like basically, I did sequel like that, until everyone hated it, and then I'd start a new IP. That's how I did it. But yeah, I can see what you mean by it, and it does get frustrating because you can go really, really low down with money. Like I think it is scripted though. When you're in your garage, you will make a meal, like pretty much, and then you'll move up to the next section because it wants you to progress. But from then, you're kind of on your own. So if you do fuck up, then you game over really.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will get a 10 out of 10 in the garage at some point. But it's always nice to see. I kind of waited until, you know, there's like a hot topic. So there's like things like RPG games are popular at the minute, or action games are popular, or the the Play System 5 is popular at the minute, you know, stuff like that. I waited until those things came about, and then I'd bang a quick game out. But yeah, it's usually start off small games, then medium games, large AAA games. I don't know if you got to AAA games.
No, I didn't get that far.
No, you didn't make an MMO or anything.
No.
Did you manage to make your own console?
No. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. It's the most amount of fun I've ever had with myself. And that sounds really rapey.
You mean like naming stuff?
Oh,
and being a dick.
some stuff. I was literally by myself, pissing myself, laughing. Like, I made a ninja action game. Well, I didn't make it, actually, to be fair. It was my flatmate's brother. We were playing it together, basically. And he called it Paul Hollywood's Fight Night. It's so funny. Like we just come up with random celebrities. Yeah. Like I made a dungeon action game called Ted Bundy's Basement.
I remember there's... What was the 50 Cent film, Get Rich or Die Trying?
Yeah.
The mobile phone game of that. You had to like record albums and singles, and you could name them whatever you liked.
Yeah.
And I remember that again. I was about 10 when that came out, and you used to call albums like Kick to the Cunt. And then get news reports like Kick to the Cunt is number one.
That, honestly, it's so much fun because there's no like filtering or anything, you know, there's no like, you can't put a curse word in it or anything. So I think I made it was a military action game or something, and I just put shoot, but I think it was that cunt. Shoot that cunt, and it got like number 1 in its first week. It's on 1 million copies. There's the most amount of fun naming things. Yeah. It's so, especially if you have other people around you and stuff. And there is a way you can play it co-op as well.
Yeah,
which is it's like a mod. But that's what I was going to say. I played it all the way through first time by myself, and then I started again straight away because I absolutely loved it. And there's only a certain amount you can go. Like I made because basically there's. After it goes through history, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it starts off with like the N64, the what's it called?
Commodore 64.
Yeah, the Commodore 64. Yeah, that's it. But it's called G64. So it starts off PC, and then it kind of goes through, and even mentions little things in history that did happen, like when Sony were going to partner up with Sega and with Nintendo, and you even see the prototype of the game console, and it doesn't come out, and then some game consoles are better than it. Then it does the whole. The PS3 shit that happened where they were, they fucked up, and then Microsoft fucked up with the Mbox One and stuff. But then they go forward in future, so you get the Mbox 5, and you get the Play System 5 and stuff. Then that's where the game ends, but it's quite a long period of time that you're playing it, and then after that, the game kind of ends, but you can still carry on making games, and there's still new topics that come about and stuff, which is pretty cool. So. It never actually has an end to it, but the story does.
Yeah.
I made my own console. I called it Cunt in a Box. But then you can make like a sequel to that box, and then you get all different designs for it and stuff. And then MMOs are quite funny, but they're really hard to maintain, like because there's constant outgoings for maintenance of it. So then
server costs in there.
Yeah. So then you have to make expansions just before you start making a loss. Because you can make millions from MMOs as long as they're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mods are amazing.
And it's cheap as fuck as well.
It's I think it's £7.
Yeah, and it goes on sale a lot.
See, this is the thing. they've done a really good thing with pirating. So if the game recognises it's pirated, then in the game you will always go bankrupt because of pirating, which I think is quite a good thing to do. But I did manage to crack it, and it wasn't. I initially downloaded it illegally, and I loved it so much that I bought it, and I'm still playing it now. I've got loads of mods on it. Like there's new consoles I've done it, so the story's like 100 years long. So you've got like you start off with like cabinet arcade games, and there's like millions more topics, new things to put in engines. There's famous people that are in it as well, so you can hire employees. And instead of Shigeru Miyamoto, I think it's called Migeru and Nagamoto or something like that, and you get like achievement for hiring a famous person.
There was a Pez thing where you could import all the licenses and real names.
Yeah, That'd be cool. I quite like it though. The Ninvento 64 and stuff. But that game I would recommend to anyone who basically just wants to have a bit of fun playing video games. I love it.
Is it on mobile and tablet?
You can get the story on mobile and tablet, yeah. But it's obviously not as deep as PC.
Well, it seems like it was a mobile game when I played it. No, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
But
You can totally see it being on a mobile, and it, it would port well to a mobile game. And that'd be amazing to play that on a bus. Just the imagination in that game, it rules. Like, if I could remember some of the games that are called, some of them aren't worth talking about, and some of them shouldn't ever be muttered in public. But yeah, fucking great game. Absolutely love it. Love that game. But yeah, come on then. I've spoke for a while. You go.
Mafia 3, which I don't want to talk that much about because I've done a video. Well, probably after this goes out, it will be out. I don't know. I'm recording it today anyway, so. Okay. It should never have been released. It definitely needed a 2-month delay, that game. Like, one of the very first missions in that game, right? The car just wouldn't start. And then it fell through the floor.
Ooh.
And then the game's crashed about 6 times.
PC, Xbox?
No, it's PS4.
PS4, right.
I did, I was going to torrent it for PC, but torrenting a fucking arseache for you now? Just pop-ups all the time.
Yeah. Constant, like, will you touch my fanny?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. But anyway, so I ended up buying it on PS4 and I returned it then like 2 days later. Thankfully, I got my money back, and the girl on the checkout at this customer service bit at Asda was like, "You're not the first person to bring it back."
So they know it's shit then.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah.
But a lot of console games don't really have a refund policy like Steam.
Yeah.
So it's kind of another one of them games that really reinforces that consoles need one.
Yeah.
Desperately. What other bugs have I had? Oh yeah, a story mission. There's a ladder that you have to go up, right, to fight kind of a gang leader. The ladder didn't appear for like 15 minutes. I just literally stood there and then it just popped in. And I climbed it.
That's bad.
Yeah. But when that game's sort of done and fixed, I think it'll be all right.
So there's no gripes with gameplay or story then?
No, it does the stealth and the going in guns blazing route. It actually finally does it right. It doesn't secretly resent you for going guns blazing.
Like Hitman or...
Well, Hitman, fair enough. I understand why Hitman hates you for it.
What's the Human Revolution? What's it called?
Deus
Ex, yeah.
Yeah. I understand Hitman doesn't want you to do it. Hitman's fucking wicked though, the new one. But anyway,
sorry,
Mafia isn't. Yeah, but that could be because the AI is pretty much non-existent. It's when you do get into a shootout, they operate in kind of absolutely baffling ways. They just sort of sprint around in circles and walk into walls and stuff, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what happened here? But the story and writing as well is absolutely on point. Like, it's some of the best I've seen in a game, genuinely.
Acting as well.
Yeah. And I like how it doesn't sissy out of the racism. I don't mean that in an arsehole way. Like, I love racism.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a part of history. You don't want to fuck it off, do you?
Like, people are fucking knobheads to black people in this game, and it makes it stand out.
Does it make you almost feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, at points. Like, if you go into certain bars, they're just like, "Get out, nigger."
Really?
Stuff like that. And that's when, obviously, you batter everyone in the bar, petrol bomb it, and drive off.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. The missions, basically, the whole game is a revenge thing. And you work your way up kind of to the top of the people you need to kill. So you have to take out underbosses to draw out the boss, but you have to take out the underboss's underboss. Underbosses to get the underboss to come out. It's like a big cycle. But all you do is go from one area, kill the underboss, one of the underbosses and his mates, then try to do that about 3 or 4 times, then kill the underboss. and then do that about 3 or 4 times, then kill the boss of that area. Then you can assign that area to one of your, like, what's the game called? Associates. So and then they can earn.
Is that where it's Vito or the Irish guy?
And the pre-game sort of media made it seem like, oh, you're going to have to betray some of these people. But
that's what annoyed me. I thought, because they said there was different traits and personalities and things you would get from having different people, and then you would fuck one off and they would piss off.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's not like that.
No, you kind of have to go out your way to do that.
Really?
Yeah. You can evenly spread it out, I think. Yeah.
Which is, I'm assuming, what you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you want the traits from everyone, obviously.
Yeah, you do, yeah. Especially if you're locked off from it. You know.
You can, like, just give it all to the one person, but you don't need to get all of their traits. And they're not exact... Money you don't really need either. You can buy weapons and upgrades, but the upgrades are just generic stuff like more health, better accuracy with weapons, which you do not need.
You absolutely get out of it,
yeah. And you don't even need the more health, especially if you're going stealth.
Yeah. This is... I loved Mafia 2.
Yeah. Same.
Mafia 2 was wicked. And it seems like... The thing that I never really got with Mafia 2 is everyone was like, oh, it's a GTA clone. It isn't a GTA
Mafia
clone.
2 is definitely
It's a pure linear story with an open world, which is really strange.
Yeah, the open world is kind of wasted in Mafia 2.
Yeah.
In this it is as well, because there's nothing to collect.
Side missions
like,
or...
Sort of, but they're really kind of the same as the other stuff.
Go and fetch this or kill this person.
Yeah. And the world doesn't feel that alive either. You know, like if you take a walk in GTA or Watch Dogs, it feels like a tangible place.
People going to places, talking to people.
There's cool touches, like the police pulled up next to these black women and were like, hey, brown sugar, what are you doing tonight? I thought, that's quite cool, but there's not enough of that. And, oh, God, in combat as well, you know how they shout at you in every game, like call you a dick and stuff. Like the same 3 lines are repeated over and over.
Are they all racist as well?
No, surprisingly not, actually.
Right, okay. Because there is the KKK do appear in this, don't they?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go straight for them.
Yeah, that's the problem with it, because it could be good. Like, you play it and you see the things that make it good. And that's... I know I said the story's really good, but there's too much faffing in between story sections, you know what I mean, to get to the next point.
Yeah. The driving, is that good? Because that was a huge thing in Mafia 2, that was shite.
Yeah, it's not good. And there's 2 modes as well. You can pick, like, normal driving or simulation. They both handle the same to me. I honestly could not tell the difference.
What was meant to be the difference?
I don't know. I think simulation, like braking's harsher and turning stiffer, but I couldn't tell the difference.
I'm assuming simulation, so the cars drive like they did back in that day, in the 60s.
Yeah, I think that's more the thing.
But hey, just shite driving.
Yeah, the driving's crap either way.
I remember there being little things as well, like that I really liked in Mafia 2, where you can, if there's police around you and you speed, you will get chased.
Yeah, that's another thing. The police aren't really that alert. They notice you and keep an eye on you because you're black.
Yeah.
But I've sped through so many red lights and nothing's happened.
Yeah.
If you break into a car, though, people will run to a phone box and call the police.
And you have to take them down or threaten them.
Or run away.
Oh.
Well, that's another thing as well. Every time I've done that, broken into a car, you can just drive off and the police only search kind of the
immediate area, yeah.
And by the time they've arrived, you're long gone.
But the main gripe with it is the bugs and the glitches.
Yeah, without a doubt. It feels like it's just over the halfway point of finished.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Because the cutscenes look incredible, and then the game itself doesn't. It's like the game's gone from day to night to day again in about 5 seconds while I was out. It doesn't look 1080p. It looks like a low resolution image sort of scaled up. It's a bit blurry. The lighting is really weird. It just fucks up. Like shadows sort of skits out and sort of have a fit.
Yeah.
there's no reflections. Like if you go to the mirror in your house, there's just nothing there.
Oh, really?
And
that seems like a very kind of big thing to...
Yeah, and they fixed it now, apparently, because I saw a video on YouTube, but when you do go to the mirror, your reflection appears, but then if you move, it takes a couple of seconds for your... It's completely fucked up.
Which is surprising, because 2K games are usually very polished.
Yeah, I think they set a release date for this, and then kind of got close and thought, fuck,
yeah,
this isn't finished, which is why no reviews came out on release day.
Ooh. Do you think that in a couple of weeks, months, it will be better? Do you think they'll patch
Definitely
the fuck out
not
of it?
weeks. I'd say I'd wait till next year, January.
Really?
I'd say, yeah, for it to really.
Do you think there'll be like a 20 gig patch or something?
Yeah, or like several 500 meg ones. But the on PC it was capped at 30 frames a second.
I saw everyone moaning about that.
And I saw that and thought, fair enough, it's shit, but this game's got much bigger problems than that, and they fixed that, and if to me that's priorities in the wrong place.
Did you feel like everyone else had? Have you researched to see if anyone else had these problems? And
go on YouTube. There's just glitch compilations all over the place. Yeah, like the car not starting and falling through the ground would have been genuinely funny if it just happened the once. But when stuff keeps going, doing it over and over and over,
it gets annoying. That's why I like Skyrim, because there is glitches and they are hilarious, but they don't break the game. They don't break the immersion that much, where it becomes an annoyance or you have to reload a save is when it's annoying.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I can't wait for the Skyrim remaster.
Really?
And this one, I never got...
Oh, is it this month?
Yeah, end of this month. I never properly got into Skyrim. Like, I did the story, and kind of other stuff took up my time then.
It's all about side missions again.
Yeah.
Not The Witcher was better, but side missions are much better than the main story.
Yeah.
But I thought that did stealth quite well, Skyrim. I know it's just kind of like, as soon as you see the eye opening, you're like, well, I'll just shoot him straight away with an arrow. But
at least you know how visible you are.
Yeah.
And
it's good. I'm looking forward to it. It's got all the DLC with it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got the house building bollocks, and you've got the vampire bollocks, and then the other one that I can't remember.
It's just called Dragonborn. There's another Dragonborn.
Dragon bollocks.
And you have to kick his head in.
Right.
I think that's me. I played a bit of Dawnguard, and that was really good.
I finished that.
Did you?
I think I've sunk about 80 hours into Skyrim altogether, because I completed it once, and then I picked it up about 2 years ago, and I got about 30 hours into it. But fuck me, it is a massive game as well.
I've got the whole lot on PC, and I started playing it, but then as I started playing it, the remaster was announced, and I was like, might as well wait for that. Even though I could mod it and get it to look as good. But I trust, sounds weird, but I trust Bethesda's remaster to run better than, because you don't know
a mod.
How well a mod's going to run around like that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't buy Mafia 3 yet, unless you're listening to this in 2017.
Do you know what?
It's probably alright, I know.
When I, obviously I rent game stuff, just before I got Mountain Blade, I thought, I'll get Mafia 3 because it was on the release date, so I put it in my top list, and it didn't come, and I was like, fuck's sake, I really want to play it. But now you've said that, I just think I don't desperately need to play it now, and I'd much prefer to play a more polished version of it.
Yeah,
May was meant to be played. But
because it was me who sent it to you, wasn't it? What was it? What's the name of the rental thing you use?
Boomerang.
That's it. If you pay $9.99 a month, you can get new releases, can't you?
Yeah.
Now, because I got an email about it, and I didn't mean to sign up again.
But you have to put it as number one as soon as it's released,
right? And
then put the, because you can have any game on your list, or you can have top 5, top 10. You have to make it number one only,
right? And
sometimes you won't get it still.
Okay.
And the weird thing, I've been signed up since January, and Deadpool has not been available on PS4 or Xbox for the whole of that time.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been wanting to play that for ages.
What is it? It's just being rented? Because there's old games on that service that aren't available. Either they've just not bothered renting them out because no one wants them. I don't know. this isn't an endorsement for them or anything.
Yeah. They're just a great service, I think. I mean, it literally takes... I sent my copy off on Monday, and I got a new copy Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. So I know they are in Northampton, and we're in Leicester, so it's pretty close, but, it's still good.
Yeah, I only used them for a few months, but I lost my job, and then I couldn't afford it. Yeah. But now, I was working again, I can get it back.
It's just good for games that, like Mafia.
You want to have a go with, but you don't want to spend.
Yeah. Which brings me nicely on to Life is Strange.
Oh, did you rent the full thing? Oh, we spoke about it a little. Oh, you'd only just started it.
I only just started it, yeah.
Have you finished it all?
Finished it all, yeah. That's all I'm going to say about it, because it was fucking shit.
Really? Didn't you like it?
Parts of it. I like parts of it.
Right.
There was a lot of things that bugged me about it. Like, the main thing around it is... I've been playing a lot of Telltale games recently, really, haven't I?
Yeah.
Like walking simulators, I guess. But this one added a new feature to it, which was skipping, rewinding, stuff like that, cutscenes, or decisions. So you've made a decision, you can rewind, make a new decision, which one's the best one, rewind it, do whichever one you want. It's really annoying to do that. Because
you only see the short-term consequences, don't you? You don't know how it's going to affect.
It's not even that. I'm on about the actual time it takes to rewind it. So there was this one conversation we had with this guy, and there's several different things you pick in it in order to get to the end, and like every single one but one route is right. You know what I mean? And I went through and I did it first time, got the first one wrong, then I got it wrong again, and then I went through, and then I got it right the second choice, and then I got it wrong, right, and then eventually I got to the end and I picked the right one. But what I didn't do was I picked one that was technically wrong in the third one,
right,
and then I had to go back and then do it again. But rewinding it, you go all the way back to the beginning, and then rather than you have to keep pressing skip to skip every line of dialogue. So there's one sentence and somebody says skip, it should just skip to the next choice, and it's fucking so annoying. And then you have to rewind it again and see the same bollocks over again. And, it just really frustrated me.
I can understand that.
And, rewinding takes way too long. Even though there's a button to rewind, a button to skip the rewind, to go all the way back to the beginning, or to make rewinding faster. And I was just mashing those 3 buttons all the time, and it still wasn't going fast enough. But,
I can totally see someone playing the first episode of that and going, nah.
Yeah.
Because I did. And then the second episode... I thought it was really good, especially the ending.
Yeah,
the second episode.
I feel like the main it's very much like a film in the fact that there's an overarching plot and there's small plots underneath. Yeah. And I felt like one of the small plots was better than the main plot.
What, the whole time travelling, this is the world's going to end kind of plot? Yeah, because that kind of gets thrown to the side.
Yeah, and I felt the
high
where
school
the fuck
drama,
where the fuck are those people was much. I don't want to ruin it, but one thing that's annoying is in a mainly dialogue focused game, the dialogue is shit. It feels like it was written by a child
or a 40-year-old man.
Yeah,
trying to be cool,
who was also Swedish and trying to translate it into English.
Yeah,
I've actually wrote some examples down. There was a part where, it kind of plays a part in it, I guess, because it's kind of about character progression. But I can't remember her name, the girl with blue hair. Chloe, yeah. She says Hella.
Yeah.
And I want to hit her as hard as I possibly can with a big hammer.
I bet the last choice in the game was piss easy for you, wasn't it?
Well, this is the thing, because the ending, there's like an ending that you get where it's purely selfish, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're in the art gallery. I wanted that ending, and I was just like, I'm happy with that. I want everyone to be dead, and I want her to be dead. Like, I'm happy. And then you have to go back, and I thought, why is there not a third option to be completely selfish? But I'd be happy if they all died. But yeah.
But then, oh no, I won't spoil it.
No, I don't want to spoil it. It's good, but and there was a part of it where obviously it had been mistranslated somewhere. Who's the main character?
Max,
yeah. See, I don't remember already. Max laughed at something Chloe said. She went, "Oh, Chloe, you are the funny." And honestly, it wasn't the funniest or "you are funny." She said the funny. It was even subtitled as the funny. And I can't remember. And I pissed myself laughing at that. But yeah, that I've actually wrote I've wrote a massive essay about when I'll read it. When you get an answer wrong, you have to go back to the beginning, skip and rewind and start again, rather than back to the wrong answer that you did. So as I was saying, you have to go, if you rewind to get back to the wrong decision you made, you can't. You just have to go through it and do it all again, which can be really frustrating if there's like a long list of things that you have to get right. But rendering shite in that game.
Wasn't texture popping in. Yeah, it is.
Awful popping in it. On the faces as well. Like, the main part of them is the faces. And the popping in that. And I thought, for it being a mainly story-focused game, the graphics were shite. Like,
I played it on textures. PC.
So like, I understand they went for a certain art style, but it like kind of like watercolors, I guess.
They look a bit stiff as well.
Yeah, they just look a bit like dull and drab. But yeah, the story's good, and that's the main reason you play, I guess. But
there's some really, like, the endings of each episode make you want to carry on to the next one.
I played 3 in a row once. Yeah. Like, midway through, you kind of go, fuck's sake. And then it builds up again. You're like, yes, this is wicked. And then it's very much like dips and
peaks and troughs.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
What else have we got?
No, just Life is Strange. That I just really enjoyed that. Well, I say really enjoyed. I enjoyed parts of it, but I'd probably recommend it. Just gritty teeth when there's a rewinding section. But purely, it's literally for the story.
The writing does get better as it goes along. And so the first episode's quite hard to stomach.
It feels like there's a lot of shit as well. Like, it's like you get these massive areas to go into, and then it's almost like they developed this game and they went, you know what, we're going to put all of this shit in. And then as they went on, they were like, nah, it's going to be this, nah, it's going to be this. And then it ended up being the game it should have been at the end. But yeah, the story's good. Let's have this discussion, because me and you disagree. Pez.
Right.
It's fucking wicked, mate.
What? See, in all fairness, I should give it another go. I can't be arsed.
What was it that annoyed you, though, mainly?
Mine, I think it has the same problems as FIFA with the AI scripting. Like, there was when I conceded in that game, there was a lot of times where I could totally feel it come in. But there was times where I did fuck it up.
Yeah.
And rightly conceded.
I think you're right in the fact that they do that you're going to lose, you're going to win thing to keep you addicted. I do feel like that is a thing, particularly in FIFA. There is
especially
times,
in Ultimate Team.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and a couple of my mates been playing pro clubs, and there's just times where it takes you literally 20 minutes of the game to get a shot on goal, and they just sprint through all your defence and go in. You know, the game does want you to lose that, you know, as you say, to keep addicting. So especially when it's like tables and you've got to get promoted with a certain amount of points.
That's why pretty much everyone you talk to has a 50-50 split, win and loss difference, or thereabouts.
It really isn't skill based, but I agree with you. Sometimes in PES it does that, but I feel it does it a lot less than FIFA.
Yeah. See, I've been playing FIFA a lot recently, but I've only been playing the story mode because I wanted to finish that, which I'm quite enjoying, actually, in a weird way.
Really? I've been watching my fat mate play it.
Has he finished it?
No, but I already know what happens.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to ruin it, but it's good, but it's shit. It's good in the fact that this is the first step that football games are taking to have a story. Sports games in general. 2K, again, NBA, they do it fucking wicked. And they did it great last year, and apparently they're doing it well this year as well. But there's just not enough. It's just you play a game. If you play well, you still get sent out on loan no matter what. Like, it'd be better if there was a branching story.
And there's a lot of games in between story sections as well. But
yeah, their story is very few and far between for me, for the journey in particular.
There's quite a lot of it at the beginning, and then in the midpoint it kind of gets tossed to the side, and then speeds up a bit again.
And it'd be nice if, because at the end, when you do finish the journey, you get an Ultimate Team card to make you go and play Ultimate Team. You get Alex Hunter 75. But I think, well, is there a difficulty setting that you can pick at the beginning
of the journey? Yeah, you can change it at any time.
It would be better if you had the hardest difficulty to play on. You got a better Alex Hunter card. That would give you more reason to get better at the game, play the journey multiple times, and get the most out of it to do that. But it always comes out at 75 apparently.
Yeah.
But which is annoying.
Yeah. And the annoying thing about the journey is you're relying on the AI to get the ball for.
Well, you can play as team, but it kind of loses its immersion then, doesn't it? But especially if you end up playing for fucking Aston Villa.
That's right. That's what I'm at.
Did you?
Yeah.
Newcastle fan.
No, there's what is it? Norwich, Newcastle, and West Ham in it. Yeah.
Aston Villa.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, not
West Ham in the Premier.
The same colours.
Yeah.
So.
That horrible.
Yeah.
Burgundy red. Yeah. I've only played a little bit of FIFA, and I have to say, I have to agree with what a lot of reviewers are saying. FIFA's good. Don't get me wrong. They've improved a lot of things, but they've improved a lot of things around the main fault that they have in that the gameplay's just shite. It's a football game. It should play like football.
Turn on legacy defending. This is only something I discovered after I reviewed it, because I was looking through forums and people were like, yeah, just turn on legacy defending, it's so much better. And it is.
What's legacy defending?
There's tactical defending, which is the new one where you have to, like, you know, when you press right bumper, is it, to make a teammate put pressure on, you kind of stick to players more, if you know what I mean, with legacy defending.
Okay, so it's more man marking.
Yeah, and the AI kind of does things on its own rather than you directing them.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That makes it better, I guess, but there's still little things. They've improved the ball physics and stuff in FIFA, and the way players run and the quality of the balls delivered and stuff, but I still feel it's more sluggish and cartoonish than PES.
The passing's nowhere near as good as PES.
Oh, just talking about it makes me want to play it. It's the first football game in a very, very long time I've been genuinely excited to play. Like, I've bought FIFA since FIFA 9. Well, PES in 2006, FIFA before then, and then PES 7, and then FIFA. I rented FIFA 8, and then I've bought it until 14, and then I just bought it at Christmas in 14, and then rented it in 15. Well, EA Access in 15, and 16 as well. But it just feels the same. It just feels shite. But PES feels fresh and new, and it's really, I find it really frustrating in the fact that every time it comes to December, it comes to October or whatever, there's always a PES or FIFA, which one's better? And FIFA outsells PES by literally, have you seen the stats?
Yeah.
It's outrageous. Yeah. It's literally like...
But that's not an indication of quality at all, is it?
But it makes me feel that PES will never ever be able to compete properly with it, even though it genuinely, in terms of gameplay, it is infinitely better than FIFA. And I keep trying to tell everyone this. But,
I think you're right, but I understand football game needs some sort of scripting.
Is that the main gripe for you?
Yeah.
Scripting.
I understand football games need it to keep it unpredictable, much like the real game, but it does lean too far in the other direction at points, especially when you can clearly notice it. But yeah, FIFA is a lot worse for it, especially online. Like, it's ridiculous. Your players just all of a sudden have strokes and they can't move, and you might as well just put the controller down.
Or all of a sudden, you'll have a fucking Per Mertesacker, the Arsenal defender, who is slow as fuck, up against Aubameyang, which is one of the fastest players in the world. And all of a sudden, he's keeping up with them.
Yeah.
You are right. It does, in both games, it will do that, genuinely. There's something that I found with shooting from FIFA to PES. FIFA better this year, long range shots. The best thing you can do in a game is smash one in from 40 yards. That is the most fantastic feeling. And PES just feels better than FIFA to me.
The goal feel.
Yeah. Like, I think Video Gamer said it. I can't remember his name. Who's the guy that left? Burns said it. He said that in FIFA, when a goal goes in, you go, yeah, cool, wicked, I'm 1-0 up. but in PES you feel like you've earned that goal.
Yeah.
You feel like you've worked for it, and it genuinely is, and you can string together some amazing like one touch like triangle passes in PES, and you can't do that in FIFA.
Yeah, like I said in my PES review, the AI for your friendly teammates is great, but then again, so is the opposition's, but it leans too far into the cheating territory.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Sometimes you'll press LB or L1, X or A to get to do like a 1-2.
Yeah.
It'll run and then it'll stop right in front of a defender, so you know the defender's going to get the ball straight away.
And the L1 and triangle that does the kind of aerial through ball, that might as well be give the ball back to the opposition button.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because that 9 times out of 10 that gets
Doesn't
intercepted for me.
Crosses. See, I feel like this is quite a good thing that PES has that FIFA doesn't, in the fact that you can do an early cross, which means you will put it closer, like you'll kind of curl it in so it'll go closer to the keeper than normal. So your player can nip in front of the defender and get it. Then you've got a high ball, which is for the big players, like you Giroud, you Ibrahimovic, people like that, Mario Gomez. And then you've got the early high through ball, so people that are quick but tall, like Ibrahimovic. And then, as I say, like you've got the floor pass, you've got the early floor pass. Like, just in crossing, there's so many different options you can have in order to make sure you get that ball.
I wish that was more contextual though. Like the game sort of does the one that's kind of best for the situation.
So you just press square and it does it for Sanchez.
At the same time, I don't trust the game to kind of, because on FIFA, crossing was on semi-assisted, I think, for me, and so many times they just launch it towards the back post and the keeper just comes and grabs it out of the air.
That was the same with FIFA 16 as well.
Put it on manual, it's so much better.
Really?
That's probably why I'm enjoying FIFA a bit more now. I've gone through the sort of the controls and the assisting levels and turned a few of them off.
Yeah.
Like passing's so much better on semi-assisted or manual. Shooting's crap on semi and manual, but it's good on automatic.
Yeah. Because it will just fly in top corner.
Well, no, because what's weird about semi and manual, right? If you point it top right, no matter what I do, it just seems to go wide. But if you put it on automatic and aim for the top right and put the right amount of power on, it's going to go in the top right corner. Yeah. Maybe the keeper will save it, but at least you know it's going to be on target.
Yeah. But there's no real way of controlling that in semi-assisted or manual to make sure it's not going to go wide. Yeah. Yeah, it's strange that, but I like them. I like them both. Don't get me wrong. I feel FIFA has more game modes than PES does, and PES kind of, it's almost comical.
PES does feel cheap.
Yes.
At points.
It's because it's Konami though, but the game, as I say, the gameplay is the main reason I play PES.
Yeah.
But obviously you've got Ultimate Team, you've got career mode that they've improved, you've got pro clubs, you've got all the other shit, a journey and that in.
I'd like to see what they do for the next story mode. If they went full on like Formula 1 2016 with it, they'd be so good.
Honestly, play NBA 2K.
Yeah.
2K 16 or 17. You will really like it.
I bought 2K15 when it came out, but a few months after, because it was only 25 quid, and I thought, all right, I'm exploring new genres, I'll try this, but I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I walked up to a player and slapped the ball out of his hand, and the ref was like, foul.
Yeah. I got used to it after playing it for a bit, because I don't know much about basketball.
Yeah, basketball's really weird with its contact rules, ain't it?
Yeah. Like, you can screen a player if you have both your feet on the floor and your hands down.
Yeah.
But you can't if you've got your hands up and one foot off the floor. You can't screen him back. It basically means someone can charge you. But if somebody charges you too aggressively, then it's their foul or your foul. And then it's like free throws count even if they go in, but you only get one shot. So the maximum amount of points you can get from one shot is 4. Even though if you're inside the D, it's 2 points. If you're outside, it's 3 points. Even if you bang it in from your own D, which I have done on 2K, like right before the buzzer goes down, you just lobbed the ball and it went in. And it was like 3 points. And I was like, it should be worth like 10. Like, I've done it from the other side of the court. But if you're fouled whilst throwing a 3-pointer and it goes in, you get an and one, which is what that game was about.
Yeah.
So, but then if it doesn't go in, you can get the chance of getting 3 points. It's weird as fuck, basketball.
I liked NBA Street. That's because That was simple. Just fucking nail people. And
yeah. Is that the one where you can like run off the wall and stuff? Yeah.
NFL Street as well.
Yeah.
That was really weird because you're like dump
Was that
trucking people
in
into
that?
dump trucking people into concrete. And FIFA Street as well, where you're doing sliding tackles on like
on tarmac.
yeah.
Just imagine how much Peter Crouch was in it.
Yeah.
Why? But yeah, I really like 2K NBA. Sorry,
Yeah,
NBA
probably
2K.
2K17's out, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a little bit cringy at points, but the story's quite good. And then you kind of carry on afterwards, which you don't in the journey. So, because the end goal really is to be a 99 rate player.
Yeah.
And you end up being 75, and it's a bit like, I'm not even as good as fucking Jamie Vardy.
Yeah. And he's only 18 by the end of the game, isn't he? Because he's 17 at the start.
This is the thing. I won't spoil it for you, but there will be
another one,
DLC or another one.
Yeah, Marlo told me it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll be more annoyed at DLC or another game. I'm not sure.
They'll continue it on in the next FIFA, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I want it to be so...
It should be make your own character, though.
Yeah, NBA do it so well. They literally give you a nickname, and then in games they call you the name like you would on any FIFA. So, you know, when you make your own player, you can call it the closest that you can to your last name.
That's Forza Horizon 3 does that. My name is actually in the game. Do you know, like, it's in the NFL games as well. There's like a list of names so the commentator can read it out.
Yeah.
My name's never in it, Glenn. But it is in Forza Horizon 3, so it's 10 out of 10.
Please go and buy it. It's great.
No, it is a really good game.
Yeah. I don't like driving games, but you've convinced me to play F1, and I will be playing that.
I'd give Forza a rent as well, Forza Horizon 3.
I'm more interested in the story of F1.
Yeah.
You know, like the immersiveness.
It's not really a story Formula 1. It's more of a simulation of the life, I suppose you could call it.
Can you get into a scandal like Tiger Woods? I know it's a completely different sport.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I was hoping
says that
from
golf
FIFA.
is a sport?
That's what I was hoping with FIFA. You go out and get pilled up with Vardy, and then you have to miss the game because you're spinning out. But
because you trip out and accidentally you break the manager's life. See, I'd make a great game.
yeah, we want the real seedy football life.
Yeah. Oh, he went out on the piss, but he had too many E's, so he can't play tomorrow.
Leicester have had a few, ain't there?
Yeah, there was a rape scandal back in the day with Paul Dickoff, yeah. And then they've had the slapping and what would you call them?
Nigel Pearson's son.
Yeah, and now he's recently left Derby as well. Just wherever he goes, it's like a virus, isn't it? Oh, God. Yeah.
That's what we want from FIFA.
If you're listening here, we want to get pilled up in a club with Alex Hunter.
I bet that's why they made him 17, so you can't get up to any antics.
Yeah.
But
alcohol, drinking just before a game. Just for you. Imagine with a can of special brew on the bench. Oh, God.
Get levered with his granddad before the game.
Oh, granddad passes that weed. Yeah, man, this is cool. I'm not just saying that because he's black. Yeah. Good game. Anyway, it's a good game.
Do everything.
Yeah,
everything
I don't think I've played anything else recently. I just wanted to smash out a couple of those because I've been for a while.
Yeah, I'm playing Darkest Dungeon at the minute, but I've only played a bit, so there's gonna be a video on that. I'm
gonna go home, have shit, because I haven't been home since 6:30 this morning.
Right.
It's now 11:15. So. And
I'm playing Banjo as well.
What, on Rare Replay?
Yeah.
I tried it again, and then I was like, I think it's a rainy day game for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, games you played loads when you're little, and then you go back to them when you're older, and you absolutely destroy it.
Yeah.
That's what I've done with Banjo, because
when you were little, you're like, this is so hard. I don't get how to jump, and
yeah, I've done like 5-6 of the game's worlds in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
100%.
One thing that I can't remember who I was talking to about it. It might have been you. Do you remember the game Siphon Filter?
Yeah, on PS1 I've got it.
Have you played it recently?
No.
YouTube it and just look at the graphics.
Yeah.
And at the time, you were like, "This is wicked."
Yeah, I went back and played Driver.
Oh, the original one.
Yeah, that looks horrific.
Oh God. But like it's true. Like you look at games through rose tinted goggles, don't you? You go, "Oh, that game looks like." Do you remember the outfit?
Yeah.
For the original 360, like that looked amazing at the time. And you look back on it now, and it looks like your fucking mum drew it. I guess we are privileged with graphics now.
That's what
everyone moans.
That's what the BioShock remaster. Yeah. A lot of people have played that. Said, "Oh, it looks how I remember it." But if you went back to the 360 version, you'd go, "Ooh."
Yeah.
And obviously the remaster
looks like shit smeared all over the wall. I never played the original, but I know what happens. BioShock.
Yeah, I never liked it.
I didn't like it until I played Infinite. BioShock Infinite,
yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Because I liked Infinite. But
Infinite was wicked.
I'm playing through the collection at the minute, and I still can't get into BioShock 1. I don't know what it is.
There's something that I've noticed is everyone faps themselves over BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite. BioShock 2's kind of just like smoothed over. It's like, yeah, no one really plays that game, but it's going to be in there. So I don't really know what happens in that game.
Yeah. I'm going to play 2 because I bet I'll enjoy 2 more than 1.
I've always found as well with a collection game or with games that like you kind of backlog in. So say for instance Uncharted. When Uncharted 4 came out, I played 1, then 2, then 3. I didn't play 4 then go backwards because when you do that you're like, this is shit. So it's best to play it upwards as opposed to backwards.
Yeah.
But, so don't finish 1 and 2. Don't start 2 until you finish 1. Unless you know what happens.
But you've just done that with God of War.
Yeah, I know, because I didn't know you could get 1 and 2 on because I don't have PS3. I only have PS4. So if it comes out, I'll still play it. But
that'll be way. Anyway, I need a shit as well, so we're gonna have to go. So it's gone over an hour anyway.
Smashing.
Have to go. Thank you for listening. Oh, the questions email dustyconsolespodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions.
Fucking nailed it.
It's definitely not got a "the" at the beginning. I've committed it to memory.
I can't.
Right, thank you for listening.